move to the eastern end of Europe for round number 12 of the 2013 FF1M Championship. This is the Hungarian Grand Prix coming to you from the originally titled Hungaoing. We've got two Jameses with you today, James Brickles and...
Hello, good evening. James Whiteley.
He's back for the first time since... would it be Monaco?
No, I wasn't. No, that was my win, and I wasn't there. So it would have been. What was the race before?
Was it Spain? Or did you do Imola? It's been a while.
It's been a while. I'm not even sure I did Imola, to be honest.
But we'll go through the last race, which was a belter. Jean-Eric Vergne winning his first race of the season after a race-long battle with Sergio Perez, and there was a lot going on in that race, a lot of action.
It was a good one, yeah.
And Fernando Alonso hilariously got stuck on the Ostkurve
He did.
curb, so that was quite funny. And there is the Hungaoring circuit, like a go-kart track, and it is indeed the old one.
The old 80, around the 80s to 90. Yeah.
It'd been pre-2003, this one. And nice buildings there. Interesting
Nice
to go
place,
to Budapest one day.
My dad's been.
Yeah?
Loved it.
Yeah, you went to the 2005
2005, yeah, the real F1.
Witnessed Christian Klean's barrel roll,
did,
probably.
Yeah, he did. I think there was quite a good battle between Schumi and Kimi for the win.
Yes. For once, a Gajera is not on pole. It goes to Roman Grosjean, who took it by just 0.05 of a second.
Is that the first non-Gajera front pole?
Yeah, Grosjean got a pole in Monaco earlier this year.
Okay.
So it's the second non-Gajera pole
Oh my
position.
god! I spy with my little eye in FJR.
The bumbling FJR is up in third position after a pretty good lap from Lewis Hamilton. And as the rest of the grid there is both of your guys in the top 10. Alonso in 7th, Button in 10th.
We were hopeless in qualifying for Germany. I don't know why. I was expecting to do well, but with the power of the Ferrari, but both my guys were right at the back of the.
It was wet. That was why.
Oh right, quality was. I didn't know that.
Yes, and both your guys raced well. 5th for Button and 6th for Alonso, so it worked out well in the end.
Even though Alonso had a bit of a nightmare at the first opening laps, but I think but he still managed to come through quite well. So.
Speaking of nightmare, there's Gutierrez down in 18th, and Pedersen is not on the back row. Just Kobayashi, Senna is on the back row. Sandwiching those two is Sam Bird. So here we go. 5 lights go on, and the 5 lights go out. And it looks as if it's a good enough start from Roman Grosjean to hold on to the lead, and it's raining already in Hungary, so that's already going to be quite an interesting race as we see collision between an Exolite and a Willows. I think that was Jenson Button, who, there he is, off the road. He collided with, he's on intermediate tyres as well, so let's see what tyres everyone's on.
Yay.
Inters softs for Hamilton.
Brave.
Brave indeed if there is rain coming. Well, he started 3rd, so it shouldn't be so surprised.
I'm on form today.
And there's more carnage at the 4th corner, or is it still at the 1st corner? Let's see what happens as they round the chicane. I think it is still the 1st corner as Jenson Button recovers.
Oh, great.
Is recovered by a crane, I should say. So he becomes the first retirement already. There is spray going through turn 9-ish. They don't name the corners in Hungary, and it only seems to be wet at that one corner. And by the looks of it, Grosjean and Raikkonen are on intermediates. So it's going to be interesting to see how the beginning part of this race pans out.
Hamilton's keeping the pace on the dries.
It seems pretty dry at this part of the circuit. It's only at the far end where it's quite wet.
Fastest lap?
Being the first lap, it's not too difficult, but let's see what happens on the second lap. The first racing lap, not from a standing start. Meanwhile, 6th position is Sebastian Vettel, so I believe he's gained off of his start position of 9th. That's a good start from him. Possible championship contender if the shake and bake gets a little bit more pace underneath it. because Vettel is a good driver this year.
Well, he's scored all the shake and bake points so far, hasn't he?
Yes, Team Vettel.
He pretty much single-handedly got them to 4th in the constructors, hasn't he? I think.
And there's an incident. It's Vettel! I spoke too soon. Vettel has crashed it somewhere and is out of the race.
I am sorry, Corny. That was a classic commentator's curse.
And he was on the intermediates. Now what happens as he goes through here? Somebody went off. It was the Andrew F1. It's Kubica. He's out of the race as well. So key retirements already. Jenson Button, Vettel, and now Kubica. Now what happens here? Kubica going through turn 4, just runs wide.
Yeah, that's just...
He was on the intermediates as well, so it's very slippery even on those tyres, it seems. It is raining. I think Hamilton might be on the wrong tyres.
Nope.
As off the track goes Sam Bird. Does he make it as far as Wallace? There's somebody else's off as well. So there's 2 cars off. One of them is Sam Bird. The other is Gutierrez. So that's one of my drivers in it.
Yeah. I think that's a retirement. That I would have thought.
Yeah, there was some heavy cloutage going on in the wall. As the rain belts down, and Hamilton is coming in the pits this lap. So once again, the bumbling FJR gets everything wrong.
Well, to be fair, yeah, but he's kept pace so far. But now it's
intermediates time. Oddly enough, the intermediates weren't available in the last couple of races.
That's strange. Is it circuit specific?
Yeah, I think it was mod specific. Off come the dries, on go the intermediates, and Hamilton plummets down the order, and thus rendering FJR's race completely irrelevant. So, Roman Grosjean leads the race on lap 6. As we have a look at the Pedersen, now we have a look at the Gajera of Perez, who is up in 4th position.
Right, Alonso's looking racy.
He is indeed.
Was Hamilton the only guy on the... Oh, God. Was that Hamilton?
Oh! Off goes Perez. Rejoin.
I was clenching for another Vettel moment there.
And this is Hamilton. He's going to go off. Let's just not bother.
Yeah.
What's the fucking point? He's got no rear wing as he comes into the pits for his 2nd time in 6 laps.
You're not having the best season, are you?
I'm having a miserable season. There's no other word for it.
Yeah.
Someone's gone off at turn 1, by the way. Who is that? We might get some information in a bit as we look at Hamilton's 2nd pit stop in the space of 6 laps.
How long do rear wing changes take on this game?
Not long. Full wets going on the Hamilton car. So this is probably saying, I've got nothing to lose. Let's just go for it. Oh, Gutierrez did in fact rejoin the race, and he's having a spin at the first corner.
Just to compound your nightmare.
Now we're back with Hamilton. Is something else going to happen?
So he must be like, he's last, surely.
He's somewhere near the back after his rear wing change. It don't take as long as you think. It's about the same as a front wing on this game. But he's in 19th position. Is he? That's a lap down on either Perez or Raikkonen. Because it's definitely a Gajera in front of him. It's a lap down on Raikkonen.
Yeah. I could see that Grosjean was just... Yeah, that's Grosjean, isn't it?
He's going to unlap himself, so it looks like full wet, the right tyre to be on at the moment.
Might be the way to go. Alonso's crawled himself up to 4th.
Thanks to Sergio Perez's brief error at whatever corner that was for. I need to count these corners as we go around. Hamilton's going to unlap himself.
There's a 13-second gap already on lap 9 between from Verne to Fernando. It's the speed of the guys in the top 3.
Although the full wets do appear to be the right tyre to be on at the moment. As we look at the hapless Hamilton trying to unlap himself from Roman Grosjean.
He's got to be frustrated.
He's not the only one. Someone's off in a big way at turn 8. That'll be... We'll find out who that is, but it's someone near the back. It's Robin Freins, so both Andrew F1s are out of the race. Has he gone off on his own? I suspect
He's
he
going to go
has.
wide, I would expect.
So turning in, it's pure understeer and oversteer and smash into the tyre barrier. That's
Rookie error.
Very much so. He's the rookie this season.
It's understandable. It's forgivable. That's not.
Sam Bird spinning off the track at turn 1. That would have helped Hamilton if he wasn't so far back. And this is going to be another error. Yes, it is. Whack. That's Gutierrez's third off in 11 laps, and this one for good.
I've just patted my co-commentator on the shoulder.
Whoa,
Oh,
Vern, what are you doing?
straight into the
straight
into the Gutierrez.
He's gotten away with it somehow. Just
He's
that's just rubbing salt into the wound, as far as I'm concerned.
It reminds me of was it a lazy in Canada in 1889?
90.
90. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember when he climbed onto the tyre barrier.
Yeah. I can't remember who it was. It one of the Williams that he hit.
No, it was Nannini's Benetton.
Nannini. Yeah, that's right. That was a nasty one.
Tony Jardine described it as a ladder. Grosjean due in the pits this lap for quite an early stop. So let's see how this works out. Is he going to go on for full wets, or is he going to stick with the intermediates and pulling on the outside? Because that seems to be the way to come into the pits. Raikkonen in the pits as well, so the top two, it's a pit stop race. Should be interesting. Now then, the tyres are the key question. What is Grosjean going to go on?
Surely they'll be going the full wet.
Well, let's find out as he pulls into his pit box.
More inters.
More intermediates.
So what about Kimi?
Grosjean thinks it's going to dry out. That's a long stop. Raikkonen's got in front of him. Kimi Raikkonen has jumped him in the pit stops. It was a very slow stop for the Tornado of Grosjean.
Interesting. Notably though, they've both chosen inters.
Yes, so they think that they're pretty happy with the intermediates, the way they're behaving on the track at the moment. So they think it might dry out at some point. It's still raining a little bit. You can see the rain spots on the camera lens as the flurry of activity is happening in the pits. Maldonado was one of them.
To quote another great commentator, it's raining and the track is wet.
Kimi Raikkonen makes a move on Ricciardo for third position. That's just no, it's Rosberg. So Rosberg to
I do like that livery of the Gutierrez.
Rosberg and Raikkonen running a bit wide there and running a bit too wide there. Is he going to make the barriers?
Oh, I think he saved it.
Just about got away with it. But now he's just given Grosjean the lead on a plate. Silly error from Raikkonen, to be honest.
It has been a bit error prone this probably the last 4 or 5 races. Some of it's been unlucky, but there's been some daft errors.
Yeah, daft errors from both Gutierrez really, most notably Perez at Silverstone.
Yeah, that was comic.
It's chucking it down at the Hungaroing. Somebody else has gone off at the tricky turn 10. Who is it this time? Let's find out in a bit. You can see the rain pelting down, and it's Ricciardo who is struggling back onto the circuit.
Right. Seems to be that particular corner seems to be the one that's catching the most people out.
It always caught them out on GP3 as well.
Right.
It's a very notorious corner. As Hamilton
still struggling.
Well,
he's got the speed. I think the wets are the. Yeah, I mean, well, definitely the wets. It's not. He might have a chance of a decent result.
Maybe. Depends how reliable the car isn't. It chops in front of Senna, going on the braking zone into
Again,
turn
that
1.
seems to be a characteristic GP4 thing.
Here's Paul Di Resta. This looks a bit ominous because
understeer City there, and there we go. Into the drink.
Whack!
Out of the race.
Into the infamous turn 11 wall, turn 10 wall. And another victim, and that's a mechanical problem for one of the Mitchells. Is that Hulkenberg or Alguersuari? It's Alguersuari with a transmission failure. That could be gearbox, but it could be drive shaft as well. Be surprised if it's drive shaft with these conditions. Not exactly putting power down aggressively. There is Vern, who's going to kiss the back of Hamilton.
I thought you were in for another miserable...
Did it show Vern in 10th position? I'd quite like to see another look at that. But as we go around turn 2, Vern on the intermediates, Hamilton on the full wets, rounding turn 3. Vern having a look round the outside, going to turn 4. That's a brave move. Not quite managing it, and Vern frightened onto the curb. So is the track getting drier? Because Vern seems a lot quicker than Hamilton at this stage.
Oof, God.
That's a close one. Yes, it's getting drier. You can see a dry line forming. So now, all of a sudden, the intermediates are the better tyre to be on.
It's dried quite quickly.
Yes. Wonder how much more rain we're going to get, if at all. And Vern running a bit wide and running wide again. He's done this once before.
Oof, I think he's got away with it.
Once again getting away with it. No FJR to cushion the blow, but tyres will do. So, who is going to be brave enough to go on to... Hamilton in the pits. So, is this going to be for intermediates? Or is the dry line sufficient enough to... to gamble once again?
I think he'll... What? Oh, for a second there. It's like, I thought they were putting wets on again. Because it takes a second for the tyre to
update.
I was just about to erupt into a spontaneous laughter.
So, not bothering with the intermediate phase, just going straight onto
Well, that's
slicks.
interesting. That's interesting.
So this could trigger an array of pit stops, including Perez and Rosberg. Interestingly enough, the Willow's onboard camera is a lot further back than it is on most of them. There was Sam Bird's perspective, and Grosjean, he's going to make another pit stop. This must be for slick tyres.
Kobayashi pits.
It's slick time. So, Hamilton was the first one to blink. He'd made it back up to 12th position, ahead of the Vern Tornado.
That's pretty... Hamilton?
Yeah, Hamilton did.
Wow.
So...
Well, there was definitely... I think it was that that brief period when the wets were the tyre to be on. I think he...
yeah, that helped.
It helped.
As others were just hanging on these shallower grooved intermediates. There's Raikkonen back into the pits.
Still ruining his error, probably.
No doubt about that. Pretty silly error as well, for that matter.
He only dropped one place, so... Well, yeah.
And after the Gajira did all the hard work for him in the first pit stop. I hope you feel happy about that, Kimmy.
He's laughing his way to the bank.
And off
dear.
the track goes Hamilton. Is this going to make there's a tyre barrier? Yes. And it's limping. He's out.
Ouch.
So
maybe the slicks aren't the tyre to be on, but
no,
everyone is.
They're definitely tyre.
They definitely just...
That's a mechanical failure for Sam Bird as he pulls off from 14th position. Slicks are definitely tyre to be on. Hamilton just got on the wet bit.
He was uncharacteristic. Error.
I think it's more than characteristic these days. Again, shows transmission, but could be gearbox, could be drive shaft. I tend to call it gearbox.
About to see...
Third place, Nico Hülkenberg. He's got a problem. That is unfortunate for the Mitchells, who have recently lost their reliable edge because Hülkenberg was finishing races like no other. This is his third in a row. Had a frightening retirement in Germany when his engine blew up and then got piled into and then got stranded in the middle of the circuit. And we're on board with Kobayashi, who's in 9th position at the moment. He could score some points. Not often we say that about the Pedersen. As he harries Maldonado for that final points-paying position.
Haven't seen much of the. Haven't seen very little of the shake and bakes this race. Obviously, with it. Could it be that he might score his first points of the season, Pastor?
Yeah, he might actually make it a team. There are a couple of drivers who have yet to score points. One of them is Maldonado, the other is Sam Bird, and the other one is Esteban Gutierrez. Obviously, Bird and Gutierrez won't score points in this race because they're not in it, but Maldonado could still score points.
I think he's a contender of underachiever of the season, Maldonado, considering the Shake and Bake is clearly pretty good car in Vettel's hands, so
Vettel's just a better driver, I suppose.
Mm.
And must once again give mention to Adrian Sutil, who's doing the quiet job, but he's in the points.
Yeah.
Seems to be very characteristic from him.
Maldonado
defending.
I thought he was going to skate straight off there because he was on the wet.
There was needlessly defending there.
Mm. He was a physicality defending.
What a bottler. Here's Rosberg, 6th position. Not anymore. See ya.
So yeah, there's retirement. Where was Vern?
Vern is way down the order.
Yeah, I thought he was nowhere near the top 8.
But he'll gain a position at the expense of Rosberg. And possibly Adrian Sutil if he's not careful. He certainly is not careful. Oh, dearie me. Straight into Rosberg.
He's got away with it.
I would like to think that he should be disqualified after that, because under yellow flags, that's pretty... That is... I need a good metaphor, not a good word to describe how dangerous and suicidal that was.
It was very Japanese.
So,
moving swiftly on.
Kimi Raikkonen comes into the pits, and once again the Gajera's performing well at the pit stops. 5.8 seconds, field to go to the end of the race. And out of the pits comes Raikkonen, who needs a bit of a kickstart to his championship campaign after 2 retirements in a row.
That's a bit of an abysmal run. Is that Fernando ahead? I think it is.
It is. He's up to 2nd position at the moment, but having presumably yet to make a final stop.
Hang on, no, I think he did pit. I think he did pit.
Nah, it must be... If everyone's 3 stopping, then Alonso must come back into the pits again. Look at Bottas up in 4th. It's not often we see a GRM up in 4th position. So he's having a cracking race. Yep, Alonso does have to pit because he's not got enough fuel. Why is Perez on the full wet tyres? That's unusual. They must be getting a bit second-hand.
Yeah.
And he has got fuel to the end of the race, so what on earth is going on with his pit crew?
I have no idea.
He'll have to come in to change those.
How quick do they wear? I guess do they wear quickly even in GP4?
They probably would do, yeah. And we're looking at Pedersen having a go at... I think that was Ricciardo. Grosjean still leads. It's 27.7 seconds, the gap between himself and Kimi Raikkonen.
He's having one of those moments. He's one of those moments where a driver just looks serene.
Grosjean is due a pit stop. It needs to be a good one if he's to retain the lead from Raikkonen. I suspect he will, but you never know. Things could change suddenly. Just on Raikkonen's run of form, it's 2 retirements in a row for this season. Grosjean has also had 4 retirements this season.
He won in Austria, didn't he? Kimi.
He did indeed, yes.
He won in Australia and on
full
Austria.
Wet's going on Grosjean. So what's going on here? Is there rain that we're not seeing? Because that's both Perez and Grosjean taking full wet tyres.
That's an interesting call.
It's a very Ferrari-like call.
It's a very Ferrari call.
It does look a bit wetter at turn 1, so I wonder if there is some rain that we're not seeing properly on the camera.
They do look. There looks to be more Alonso pits. There looks to be more spray, doesn't there? And it dries out on this side of the circuit.
Yes, but full wets, I'm sure.
Full wets is a bit optimistic, I would have thought.
Yes.
Be interested to see what they what my guys would get.
I mean, you can see the slicks have just got way more grip in the corners. But full wets versus slicks, now that's going to be interesting. What tyres is everyone else on, by the way? I will tell you once we get some images of them.
We need more information.
Grosjean taking odd lines and off he goes! Grosjean off the track!
He's just kept it!
Those Tornadoes rear suspensions are built like steel.
A shithouse.
Brick shithouses, yeah. He's taken some time in rejoining.
In fact, could that be a retire? Could he retire? Could that be enough to retire him?
Well, let's find out. Is he stuck, or is he actually going to rejoin? As through to start another lap on his slick tyres comes Kimi Raikkonen. He's coming up to lap Adrian Sutil. That's 8th place Sutil. And Vern in the pits for wet tyres.
Looks like they're seemingly all going on wets.
And Alonso's off!
Oh!
And Alonso off the road. And he's trying to rejoin. I think he should be okay to rejoin. He was just about moving. He was on the full wets as well. And his turning just understeers like a ferry.
Channel ferry, yeah, he'll have got away with that.
Slight tap of the tyre barriers.
He's lost second to Bottas though.
Kimi Raikkonen coming into the pits now, so he's fallen for the wet tyres.
No one's safe.
No one's safe indeed. Now then, thanks to Grosjean's error, where is Raikkonen going to rejoin?
This could. Oh, he's dry. Oh, right. This keeps.
Just be patient. Kobayashi into the pits as well for presumably wet tyres. So I wonder if there's a burst water main that's flooding the circuit.
Maybe Bernie's sprinkler idea is happening and he hasn't told us.
Or maybe they're banned intermediates. Who knows? So Kobayashi rejoins in 10th position. Raikkonen is still in the lead of the race. A long way in the lead of the race, in fact, from Valtteri Bottas.
He's quietly made his way up in the proceedings.
He's had a fantastic race.
He has.
And both Kajira's in the top 4 at the moment, because Perez is in 4th. And there's Grosjean behind him in 5th position. Perez could do his teammate a whole bunch of favours if they premeditate a shunt. I don't think the game's that advanced. And points for Maldonado definitely looks on because he's running in 6th position. Vern in 7th, so he's recovered. Both Tornadoes in the top 8, and that will do their constructors' chances no harm whatsoever. And I think that's just an unusual line for Perez.
I'm trying to tango.
Doing the blocking game, I think. And Alonso did rejoin. He's running in 3rd position.
Yeah, I saw that. You'd have had some explaining to do if he hadn't.
Grosjean challenging for 4th position into turn 1.
Nice move.
And he's got him. There's just a few laps to go now, 13 to be exact. Alonso may have an outside shot of a podium if he's got 11 seconds to make up on Fernando Alonso. As Jean-Eric Verne moves up to 6th ahead of Pastor Maldonado. And just behind that's Kimi Raikkonen coming up to lap the pair. And Maldonado's making him go the long way around. Still making him go a long way round, and there he goes, letting Raikkonen through. The lead gap between Raikkonen and Bottas, it was 21 seconds. Let's see what it is at this lap, as Ricciardo's robustly defending
and he's off,
making a mess of that.
There's enough runoff there.
Yes, the right punishment, I suppose.
Oh, it's just nice to see. It's nice to see grass and gravel.
Indeed, it is.
Not bloody Tesco car parks.
There's the man of the moment, Valtteri Bottas, in 2nd position, and very comfortably in 2nd as well. There's 17.5 seconds over Fernando Alonso as he comes into turn number 12 on the sheen that is the Hungaoing.
On the reservoir.
On the ice rink. The liquid ice rink. Because it has been very slippery for many of these drivers. Gutierrez was caught out thrice. As we look at Kobayashi, understeering into turn 11. And no problem, just rejoining after a brief trip along the gravel. Oh, who is... That's Raikkonen!
That's Kimi
Raikkonen out of the race! That seems like a suspension failure, looking at the way the car is limp. Bottas is in the lead! Valtteri Bottas is going to take the lead of the race, and very comfortably. It's a puncture.
Deary me.
How on earth has that happened?
He's the unluckiest man.
And that's Kobayashi pulling off as well. So here is your new race leader, the GRM of Valtteri Bottas.
Unbelievable.
How can I summarise this? He's pretty much stayed out of trouble, chosen the right tyres at the right time, and, well, good on you. Good on you, lad.
Has he won a race in FF1M?
I have no idea, is the simple answer to that one. He hasn't. This is actually his first season in FF1M. So, that's your answer to that question.
It's going to be a... Well, I don't want to put the commentator's curse on it. Actually, I do, because Alonso's in second.
Not by much, though.
No, that's true.
He's closing the gap.
And the Gajira is just so fast.
Tornadoes must be... That's Christmas come early for them. And it's only February. I think Bottas won the FF2M Championship last season. I'll just take... Oh! Grosjean! That's Roman Grosjean! And it's gone off the track. Is that a mechanical problem, or
I think it's driver error. I think he's gone wide.
He has indeed, and that's chasing Fernando Alonso, getting his line wrong at turns 9 and 10, and rear suspension doing its job nicely at cushioning the blow, and once again he lives another day.
With the exception of Bottas, I think all the top 5 have made some fundamental errors today.
And there's one from Bottas now, going off the track at turn 1. He'll survive that one.
Get away with that.
I think as soon as you said that, he must have heard you.
I'm doing well on the commentator's curses today.
Yes, that's a lapped Ricciardo, not to be confused with the red Exolite. It's a red Willows.
If only.
Because Fernando Alonso is 22.6 seconds behind.
Well, Grosjean's errors made things a little easier on that front.
Yes, but Grosjean will still extend his championship lead. This is the battle for the final point. Can Kobayashi do something about Ricciardo?
The big news is that Maldonado is set to get points. His first points of the season. 3
to be exact.
Whoa!
That particular error cost Bottas about 6 seconds, so
yeah.
No panic as he starts his final lap of the race. Still taking what is presumably the slippery outside line, the racing line. But there's enough grip to hang on. And rounding turn 2, Alonso's closed the gap a little bit more by a couple of seconds, but
too little, too late.
It was nowhere near enough. But still, more points for Alonso must be good for you.
I mean, I'll take that for today, considering the insanity. It's good for
Bottas off again.
Getting ragged.
It's a trifle slippery as this circuit. Still not getting any easier at all.
There will be a bit of poo.
Plenty of poo coming out of not just Bottas, but the GRM boss as well. Just a few more corners. They'll be begging for Bottas to take it easy, will the GRM boss. And he had points in Germany. That was his first points of the season with a 7th position. Well, he's going to increase his points fold by about 7 times. Because 2 multiplied by 7 is 14. 12 points for a win, of course. And just one more corner to go. Take it easy on the wet track.
They thought he might never win a race.
Well, it's only his first season, none of that. We're not having that commentary, but we're having Valtteri Bottas winning his first ever FF1M race.
Yes, brilliant, well done. Took quite a while, huh? Well done. Immense pressure, well done, mate. The weight.
What an incredible drive from the new Flying Finn. Took advantage of the other Flying Finn's mechanical issue.
Yeah.
Well, it was a puncture rather than
it wasn't his fault.
Mechanical problem.
Second for Fernando.
Second for Fernando, more points for yourself.
Good Perez, good points for Perez actually.
Yes, and crucially holding off Roman Grosjean at the end of the race. Gap was just a second. Gajira probably wished for a lot more though, with Kimi Raikkonen suffering. Let's be honest, that was unlucky.
Bad luck.
Completely unlucky.
Seems to be just a tale of what could have been for the Gajiras at the moment.
Vern takes 5th, so more good points for Tornado. And Maldonado's first points of the season confirmed. And he finishes 6th, ahead of Adrian Suttle in the horizon. And completing the points is Daniel Ricciardo.
Good job from Suttle. He's been pretty consistent, hasn't he?
And
In absolute shambles for your boys.
yes.
No other way of saying it.
Whereas Button didn't make it round the first
Absolute
corner.
I think if there was a
Shambles
of the race, it's probably Button.
I think there was contact with another driver though. So
They're having words.
a lot of non-finishers due to the inclement weather, and the less said about FJR's race, the better. Fastest lap went to Jean-Eric Verne in the end, so that will probably be when the track was at its driest.
They'll be wishing they could get some points for that.
Not in this game. So what's that done for the championship? It's Roman Grosjean who extends his lead over Sebastian Vettel. The gap is now 12 points. A whole race win, that must be quite comfortable for himself. Vettel 61 points, but it is now Team Shake and Bake because Maldonado scored points.
Pretty close for the battle for 4th at the moment.
For second, to be honest. Because Vettel is just 3 points ahead of Verne, who himself is 5 points ahead of Raikkonen.
Yeah, you're right actually.
And 3 points ahead of Fernando Alonso. And the Constructors' Championship, that is anything but close at the top, as Tornado hold a 32-point lead over Gajera, and Exolite hold on to 3rd, extend their gap over Shake and Bake, who have 64 points. That seems to be the top 4 until the end of the season now, I reckon, because there's a long way back between Shake and Bake and Mitchell, and GRM's win moves them ahead of FJR. And my season just never gets better. So that was a hugely eventful Hungarian Grand Prix.
That was a corker.
Next race, a corker of a circuit, Spa.